What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the Come Up. You guys, it's a very special day, unique day. First of all, happy Easter. Anybody tapping in now on an Easter Sunday, man, I got much love for you. Who's a real wave maker out there. Man, the chat already we got a lot of stuff to announce today. Actually, today's a really big, pivotal day. Shout out to anybody who made money in March. Now, what we've got is a poll going right now. Make sure that you vote in the poll. Did you make money? Were you a profitable trader in March? So let's get that out the way in the poll. Also, 100 likes in this stream, and I'll be giving out $1,000 to anybody, to somebody in the chat. 1,000 USDC to somebody in the chat. So make sure you like this and share with a friend. Now, you guys, okay, before I get into all that, like the March was an amazing month for the Profit Circle, okay? Wave makers, anybody who follow my trades, I know you was eating. This has been a big month. We had a contest, $100,000 giveaway. What you see on the screen right here, real quick, I just saw this. Somebody said this to me on Instagram. The Bitcoin conference used me as to help showcase their, for the conference that's coming up this year. They used me last year. I filmed my music video down there last year with the Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper. And they actually showed me on their promo before Michael Saylor. They showed me, and they showed me wearing the Bitcoin piece. So that's pretty funny right there that they showed that. But we're going to let a few more people get in here. And while we do that, in the meantime, we're going to show the rap from last week called The Premonition. So let me go ahead and mute this background music real quick while we let some folks get up in here. And this is the one where I tell you what I told you. So next time I tell you, I won't have to tell you I told you again. The truth hurts, but denying it ain't going to bring your money back. Now let's get it popping on the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. Check, I'm often overlooked. It really is a shame. You feeling it the same, but I'm the realest in the game. I mentioned it before, but I don't think they hear me, so I picked the kind of beat where you can catch my words clearly. Nah, I ain't a fortune teller, but my words are worth a fortune. Important, you get a portion by shorting what's hot and scorching, ignoring all the torture. I hope you miss addiction, get sober and clear your vision. My aura's a premonition. Now listen. You can pay money or pay attention, just like Larry's saying in the Bay. I got that ism. I warned you snakes were hissing and like every other song, but you chose to trust the charlatans who all got it wrong. Now crying in the casino on crypto Twitter, mad cause they bags ended up in the shitter. Now you might be smart enough to run multiple businesses, but your cognitive dissonance at the counter with wisdom is. Don't kill the messenger for asking a question. You know how many rug pull projects I got asked to invest in? You mad at me for suggesting? It's just in a passing phase. My passion pays. You should have listened to crashing waves, so I start the Profit Circle. I'm giving them straight favors. Unfollow the accounts who be acting like 8th graders. They know they straight haters and fakers who can't break us. They mad cause they crush only fuck with some real wave makers. You wanna fuck with a real one? Holla at your boy Cassius Cuvée. We ought to Come Up. We coming right back to the show, man. We just had to put that one in there from last year. Happy Easter to the chat. Rami, how's it going, man? So you guys, vote. Oh, man, someone didn't vote. We got some voters in the poll here. Looks like somebody wasn't profitable. Only 75% said yes so far. Make sure you like the show. This one is going to give away, I'm going to give away 1,000 USDC to if we get 100 likes. So you guys, we also have another contest winner I want to announce here. I'm going to hold back for a second. Listen. Crypto is 7 days a week, 365. Got to give the disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I just been killing it in my group all week. So, hopefully you've had the benefit of that following me because we've been killing it. But it's not financial advice. Trading involves risk. Do your own research. Don't listen to what I say if you don't want to win. Anyways, all right, let's see. Also, I got to say disclosures on the screen here. Breakout Prop. Shout out to the Breakout Prop contest winner last week. They went home with a $100,000 eval. And basically all you had to do to enter was first you create a free account, but then you had to purchase your eval using my discount code. You get the discount. GGRF7W and Breakout Prop. I earn a small commission, which helps the channel. And phemex also, GMMNX5. You create an account with that invite link and you get special perks. Anybody who's in the group in the Profit Circle knows the perks we get. I got exclusive perks for people who use that, as well as qualify for bonuses and stuff. And just as of last month, both platforms just gave me my own landing page. So in phemex, you get to see all of the promotions and stuff. So really, this was an incredible month. And even just this last week, man, I spent time with the winery earlier this week. We're still winning trades. Winning trades last night. Winning trades every damn day. Crypto is 24/7, 365 plus 1. So your boy Cassius Cuvée don't take no days off. You feel me? I'm in the Profit Circle 7 days a week. If you don't know what the Profit Circle is, that is my private Discord group. It is free to join a general chat. We also have the premium side, and the premium side gives more of the setups. And, it's not just me. There's a community of traders in there. And we've been going down it's 7 days a week, man. You can see the wins channel. I'm going to go over a lot of these trades. But join the Profit Circle. The link is in the top of the description of this video. Just say what's up in the general chat. Let us know what you're trading, and we'll talk it through. But, this is it's an ongoing thing. I trade in Breakout Prop, which is a prop firm. And Breakout Prop gives you up to $200,000 to trade with. The way it works is you purchase an evaluation. You use the discount code right there to get a discount evaluation. That is the only money that you have to spend. After that money is spent, there's no further risk. For example, I have a $100,000 account. This one is up quite a bit, 42,000. Basically just over 42,000 now. But this one I'm kind of using for the show, so I don't really tap it out. I've got another one. There is a video on my YouTube channel which shows Jordan in the house. What's going on, Jordan? Great to see you here, brother. We've got on my YouTube channel, obviously, if you're watching me on YouTube right now, if you subscribe, but I have a video showing you how I passed that eval in one trade, and got the $100,000 to trade with. So let's see, that one is right, where is that one? It's on my homepage. Oh, it's right here. I'm kind of blocking it. It's right over here. Passed eval in one trade. Also have proof that got paid out. I did another payout this morning. I'm going to make another video on that. I think that's one of the main objections to people with prop firms. They heard about them. There's a lot of scams out there. From everything I've seen, Breakout Prop has been legit. But let me tell you something. You guys are my audience, and I would never scam y'all. I'm not like the rest of these KOLs. I want to talk about that a little bit today. But basically, if I ever see a scam in anything that I'm promoting, I will let you know immediately. Again, I'm in the Profit Circle 7 days a week. So far, Breakout Prop seems legit. They always pay out. Again, I just did another payout this morning. I'll make a video of that as well, because that is a concern of people who've heard bad things about prop firms. So obviously, and you'll see. I mean, literally, I cashed out enough to pay for the whole eval and then some. So just want to show an example of that. But anyways, who else we got in the chat here? We got Bahara. I need to pronounce your name correctly, man. Thanks for joining. And you guys too. I got a lot of big announcements. Let me just go down the list. I want to give you a rundown of what we're doing today, real quick. This is Breakout Prop on the screen right here, and this is the come up with Cassius Cuvée. I do it every Sunday, but that is about to change. So for you guys who are just now joining me right here, going to be changing things up here. All right, I've been doing the show for about 1 year now. You can go back and see the live streams on the YouTube channel. If you click here, you can go and see them. I don't know what the first date was, but there's been a lot. I'm on live stream number 76 right now, and there's been a lot. But I'm going to be switching up some things. This is the last time I'm going to be doing this on this time slot on a Sunday. Appreciate you guys joining me on Easter, so happy Easter to everybody out there who's joined Cassius Cuvée on a Sunday fun day. You know what I mean? Make sure you're having some fun with some Cuvée. But I'm going to be doing some pop-ups. It's going to be a little more impromptu. So as Matt here, so shout out Matt Edema right here in the chat. If you guys see him in the chat, follow, like, and subscribe so you can get notified every time I go live. That is true, and it's truer than ever. Make sure you turn on the bell notifications. What I am going to be doing is going to be going live without warning. Probably going to be doing it some nighttime time slots. So I'm in the Pacific time. I'm going to be going live without warning, and I'm going to be bringing on special guests. It's not just going to be me. I'm going to bring on some women, some females. They're going to tell some stories too. Final Curse, what's going on? CC Underdog in the house. So I'm going to be doing my live streams at impromptu times. I've got followers from all over the world. I know for a fact. You guys, please do me a favor and say where you're from, what country or city you're from, time zone maybe, in the chat right now. I see some people joining right now. We got Shadiness. Hey, so everybody jump in here. I think that's Uber Girl. Everybody jump in here. Say where you're from in the time zone, because I'm going to be doing some things. We got the Netherlands in the house. Rami Rum. I know we got a King Jackpot. We got Los Angeles, Maine. We got a couple of Los Angeles folks. I think we got a couple of people from the Netherlands too. Point being, it's going to be impromptu. So when you guys will see why I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a little more fun on the show. I do a lot of educating on here, and I give a lot of game out. And, it's just the growth has been kind of funky because I just been winning like a mug. But, unfortunately, we short a lot, and that makes it so crypto Twitter and, YouTube doesn't really pump you just for being right. They pump you for whatever is hot. People are searching for crypto and stuff. And those are kind of down right now, unfortunately, because the beautiful thing about trading and the way I trade short term, you can win in any market. And that's what I really want to highlight. That the reason why I'm not afraid of a bear market or any of the other stuff, everybody's panicking and crying on crypto Twitter, which is why I had to say that. Mad because they bags ended up in the shitter. It's because you shouldn't just follow whatever these gurus say, man. Like I can't stress enough. All set in the house. Happy Easter, everybody who just joined. You guys, you gotta learn to think for yourself. One thing I love about the profit circle is you can see my trades are short term. All right, you know, you go to the wins channel. Like this didn't take me hella long. I can prove that I was right or I was wrong or thesis invalidated. I can't come with a bunch of nonsense and lies, start coming back at you, changing the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you guys win, post it in the wins channel, right? It ain't no, what they say, proof or it didn't happen, pics or it didn't happen. Post it in the wins channel, all right? Oh, I do want to give a shout out to here. Arnott, Pat, congratulations. He said finally passed the evaluation. He failed 4 times for months, learning from his mistakes, completed it in just a few days. This is a person who's not hadn't even been in the profit circle for, I think, just a couple of weeks. Just got in here, started a new eval in three days. He passed it. So, you know, I don't know if he saw my video where I passed the one trade or what, but shout out to the winners. If you got any winners, post them right here. If your friends, anybody joined. And that leads me to the contest winner that I've got right now. And the contest winner right now, the news contest that I made is Matt Edema, KPLU. If you've seen him in the Discord, you see KPLU, make sure you follow Edema. He's in the chat right now. And he won. And the contest that I was running, the parallel contest, was for anybody who refers the most amount of people to Breakout Prop in the month of March. So, and that person is going to win a one-on-one consultation with me. So, you know, first of all, normally I just charge $250 an hour for that, but this is not going to be rushed. I said, look, whatever you want to talk about, we got to talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever you want to do. I got some other folks in the chat who can attest to that. I had a talk with CC Underdog. We looked at his strategy, my strategy, talked more about market cipher B, you know, down here, how I look at the momentum waves down here. And you know, just my general thoughts. And also I'll go over whatever trading strategy you want. That's what I offer in the one-on-one training. But Matt is the winner of the contest. So shout out Matt. He earned himself a one-on-one with me. And we're going to go over Breakout Prop. That's what we're really going to do, is go over tricks and tips to help pass the evaluation in Breakout Prop. And so he referred at least one person or two, I can't remember how many now, but to the Breakout Prop contest. And so that's why he won. And so he actually didn't have to be to the contest, just had to be referred to Breakout Prop. So we got some more people have truth in the house. Okay, what do you think about the Breakout Prop terminal? Okay, so, and that great question. I have not, full disclosure, I have not traded yet. You see, I got the old one there. I have not traded on the new one yet. That is because I have open accounts. I ain't been breached yet. So apparently you got to start a new account, and I haven't been, I'm winning money. So I haven't lost, okay? So I haven't started a new one yet. What I'm going to do is ask them, I haven't even gotten a chance to ask them. I'm going to ask them if they can maybe switch over one of my accounts. You know, if I don't have any positions open, then hopefully they can just like close one and open back up with the same amount of money and let me start over. So hopefully next week I will have one. Now, again, I am not going live at the same time next week. The Come Up with Cassius Cuvée, as it stands, is kind of coming to an end. But I think you guys are going to like the new show a lot better. There's going to be a lot more trading, live trading, and probably less talking. Or I'll have my female guests do the talking while I do the trading. So you guys can just see my scalping strategy in real time. But I can focus on the strategy because I got to be honest, it's hard to focus on the strategy while I'm talking. If you guys saw my last show, I lost like $50 because I accidentally went into a Bitcoin trade. And it was like 14,000. I can't remember what it was. It was a lot of money. Maybe it was 40,000. I don't know. It was a big amount of money. And I lost $50 just on the trading fees getting in and out because I hit the wrong button. So, you know, it's kind of hard to focus on trading, and I accidentally clicked the wrong button because I was trying to show you guys how to, you know, adjust different settings here and whatnot. And I actually hit send. I hit enter, I think is what happened. I think I just hit enter and it automatically sent it. I was like, oh shit, I got to get out. And I was at 1 cent. I hadn't lost any money. It was like, right, break even. But then boom, it was like minus $50 or something like that. So I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is when I have a guest on here, they're going to talk, and it's going to be fun, y'all. It's not going to be like any other trading show. That I can promise you. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys probably watch Crypto Face. He does a lot of talking and telling stories and whatnot. Oh, there's going to be some storytelling, but it's going to be from a female's voice, not just my voice. We're going to have some fun. And it's going to be 18 and over too, by the way, guys. So, you know, if you got some youngsters, they can't join. It's going to be adults only. TNA After Dark with your boy Cassius Cuvée. All right, and special female guest. So that's coming up. And I'm not going to announce what I'm doing it until it's live. So you guys are going to have to make sure you turn on notifications on my channel and then tap in and watch the live. Ain't going to be no replays, by the way. Ain't gonna be no replays. I'm not trying to get flagged. So, you know, because ain't no telling what we're talking about. All right. So we're gonna bring on the females on here, and we're gonna get their perspective on whatever they want to talk about. So, anyways, you know, the DJs need a lot of help sometimes. You know what I mean, with the ladies, and so we're gonna give them some help while we do the trading. And that's because that's what I like to do. I like to have fun while trading. You know, I've been doing a lot of educating, and not everybody takes it to heart. You can see here on the screen is Algorand, which has been a point of contention in the group here because when we were back here, someone asked me, I think it was CC the Underdog, asked me, is Algorand a good short? And what happened was Algorand had some news. Let's see if they show it here. Algorand had some news because he had a big rally here because basically Google put out a report. It's actually kind of old news that said that basically quantum might be able to crack Bitcoin's code. And Algorand, one of the coins I've been following for years, I'm a big Algorand bag holder. This is when I say, you know, you might be married to your bags, but you're not still in love with them anymore. But Algorand was mentioned like 30 or 40 times or something in the report about blockchains that are preemptive. They've already built in some code to protect against quantum computing. And if you guys don't know Algorand, just a little history, it's built by Silvio Micali, who's basically the greatest computer scientist of our time. He invented zero-knowledge proofs and all the stuff that you use on the internet today for passcodes and stuff like that. He invented that technology. He came along. Vitalik said the trilemma is, you know, impossible to solve, and he said, "Hold my beer." And he's the greatest cryptographer alive. He teaches. He runs the cryptography. He's head of cryptography at MIT. So that's Silvio Micali. He's an Italian guy, but he's been in America since, I don't know, the 80s or 90s or something like that. So basically, he invented Algorand, and so he had a lot of forethought on ways to, it's called verifiable random functions, and basically, he's already thought ahead on a lot of the technological stuff. So as far as a blockchain is concerned, Algorand is very farther advanced than a lot of blockchains, and they already were ahead of the curve on quantum. It's not quantum proof, but the history is quantum proof, which is not true for all blockchains. So anyways, when Google put out their report, a lot of pump happened in Algorand news. So I was like, I don't know if you guys want to try to get in front of this train because it's hot right now. Everybody is hot. Just because something pumped a lot doesn't mean it's going to turn right back around and dump a lot. And that was the point I was trying to make. Go long strength, but short weakness. And Algorand proved to be strong. And someone asked in the group, is this a good long? And I said, no. And it turned out to be dead right. And the thing is, it was for the same reasons as last week's show where we talked about Tau, because Tau was the hot coin at the time. They were talking about AI coins and everything. We showed Clemente on the show going crazy doing the impersonation of Tau holders. I think it's going to do 1,000x. And it's like, I mean, I'm just saying there's a million coins to short that ain't got no utility at all. Bonk. You know what I mean? Look at this shit. You know what I mean? Just short one of these, man. Why take a chance? Why are we gambling? You know what I'm saying? And so that was my point, and it turned out to be dead right. I'm at a winery, got bad signal. I'm showing you guys, like, this is not the one you want to short. Why? Look, it's still up here. It's still holding strong. There's plenty of other coins. And another one, I said, just try shorting something else in the meantime. And then he's like, I'm going to short Render. Render's been one of the strongest coins this entire month. Look at this shit. It pumped way back here in early March. Why am I trying to short the strongest coins? Look at look at DOT. Okay, you know what I mean? Look, there's plenty of shit coins that are just not that strong. So what I saw yesterday was ETH Classic doing the do. Like, what the fuck is this? This is complete fucking bullshit. There's no news on ETH Classic, okay? And then also, too, the way you trade ETH Classic is you compare it to Ethereum. Ethereum wasn't doing all that. You see this? So you go long strength and short weakness, but what you're looking for on the Wile E. Coyote trade is a weak coin that pumped for no freaking reason. And that is exactly what Ethereum... Why did Ethereum Classic pump this high? There's just no reason for that. So I called it out about here, somewhere about here. This is the 1 hour chart. Let me see if I go to the 10-minute chart. I called it out. I think I called it out here. I think it was on this little dump. And I was like, we're watching this one now. And then shortly after that, I was like, boom, we got this one up. Okay, now we're watching it. Now, you got to act fast on something like this. So, this is like, okay, watch it. We're going to try to enter. You're going to do your bankroll management. Don't get wrecked. And then I think it was Blockchain Cowboy was like, well, when do you want to? I said, look, wait for it to roll over first. You know what I mean? Wait for it to roll over. Because even if, let's say, it rolled over here and you shorted here, if it went back up and you got stopped out, that's okay. Get stopped out. Wait for it again and come back down and then short. So that's where I got in here. And, it was a big move to the downside. This is at like 1,300. Meanwhile, Render made this move, but then all through here, 1,300, it didn't go any lower. In fact, it pumped right here. So I went long Render on this orange line, and then it pumped to here, and I got out right here. And that's the point. Render had been strong. So while you were waiting on this to drop, meanwhile, we had all kind of other shit dropping. You know, I mean, I could just go down the list. There was a lot of stuff dropping, you know? And so it's like, don't go short strength, short weakness. You're better off doing that. You know, dot fell off, everything fell off here. So, you know, that was the basic premise of the point I was making. And, you know, and of course it played out. Guys, I've been killing it this month. This last 4 weeks or so. I mean, we had the breakout prop contest, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just get a new account, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this shit. Passed it in one trade. You feel me? So let's see. Yeah, well, Render took Rami Drami, you know, everything is relative. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not saying that Render could not have worked. It's just that you could have won it twice or won something else at a bigger amount. Everything is relative, okay? And that's the point I'm trying to make, because what if it pulled an Algorand? And the reason, by the way, the reason Algorand pumped is because the overall market, i.e. the stock market, pumped right here. And that was the point I was trying to make. If our thesis is wrong, right? Because I was bearish too. If our thesis is wrong and we get a green day, boom, the strong ticker shoots up in your face and got stopped out. And I think CC Underdog had that happen to him. That was the point I was trying to make. Now, we didn't, you know, it was the weekend. We didn't get another pump. But if that had happened, the strong coins would outperform to the upside. And the weak coins might hold, you might not get stopped. You might survive just long enough, you know? That's saved me so many times, shorting weakness. When I was wrong about my overall thesis, we got one more scam wick up, but then my coin didn't get stopped out because it was weak. And then when the reversal came, I survived and then I won. So, you know, everything is relative. Okay, that's the point of that. And as you can see right here, Render's not falling off the cliff as much as other ones. So, you know, the other thing is this, and I got a lot of stuff on the list here, a lot of topics I want to talk about there. We got Matt winning, but I want to talk about spike trading. And I swear to God, this is a psychological phenomenon that all traders kind of go through, is the spike trading and the contrarian trading. And it's like, this is why I say I'd rather be rich than right, okay? Because when you're trying to be right, what happens is when you lose, you keep trying to be right again. And you're trying to revenge trade, you're trying to spike trade, or this ticker went up so much it's got to come down. You know, you want to know why and how we got there. That's what matters when when I'm looking at a pump and I want to short it. I want to know what's the reason. Was it just a short squeeze and then we're going to wait until the momentum dies down? What is the actual reason? Don't be a contrarian. Don't be a spike trader. The way I knew to go long Render right here is because you guys are being contrarians. And so when I got the contrarian signal, which was celebrating before we actually won, I went long. And then I got out quickly when we got the pump. And then that was the win. Like, so it's like, if you want to be a contrarian of the contrarian, then you might win. That's a dangerous game, of course, is why I didn't put as much money on it. But it's just one of those things that, like, trying to be right and celebrating too early is going to get you wrecked. And again, my passion is to keep you guys from getting wrecked. And even on my YouTube channel, on all my social media posts, I'm having a thing this month where I'm showing everybody that I called the top. And the reason why this is important is because I'm trying to save people from getting wrecked, okay? So I'm posting one of these a day. I got about 45 of them. I'm posting one of these P&Ls a day, a different ticker each day, showing that I called the top. All you got to do is look at the entry price, and then you'll see the current price and see that I'm not anywhere afraid of closing these anytime soon. They're all still open. And I'm doing this because I was screaming on Twitter, learn to trade in both directions, the whole bull market, and nobody listens, okay? And, I did it. I put my money where my mouth is. And so all these gurus who are giving you all these price predictions and all that shit, they actually they're not there for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here doing one-on-ones with people. They tell me about a strategy they learned from somebody else. Well, where the fuck is he at? Right? Is he helping you right now? No, I'm here helping you right now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a real one, and I don't care if people know it. I need to make sure people know it because the algorithm sure as the hell ain't helping me. And, all these people, and you guys, you got to understand, I know these people. I got a call this morning from Adam. He throws the influencer awards. Now, if you guys know, I hosted the crypto influencer awards last year. I know the influencers, man. I know them. All right. I know them in person. And it's like a lot of them, they give you these price predictions because their job is to be a KOL. And the way you're a good KOL is by getting people to follow you. And the other thing is some of these people, the Ben Armstrongs of the world and shit, that's BitBoy, they get a psychological thrill out of either moving markets or swaying the crowd. They get something out of that. They're like, if I can trick enough people into doing what I say, even if it's right or wrong, I don't care. I get to feel that power. Me, I just want my motherfucking money. I'm keeping it a thou wow because I'm trying to win trades. You know what I'm saying? That's my ambition. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get money here. The only thing I'm asking out of you guys is if you trade with me, please use one of my referral codes. That's it. But it behooves me to help you win. And phemex, I don't even make any money off of that invite code just for you signing up. I only make money if you trade. And if you lose all your money, you're not going to trade. So it behooves me to help you win. Our incentives are aligned. I do not care about if I got some shit coin to pump because I tweeted about it. Bitcoin, for example, you know? And it's like, that's not my motivation. I'm trying to trade and win. I take this shit seriously, y'all. It's money on the line. So I don't know about where y'all came from, but like, I don't get off on the shits and giggles. I'm trying to win trades and I want y'all to win too. And I definitely don't want you to get wrecked, because once you get wrecked, you're out of the game and it's depressing. And you know, things they say, it ends in tears and things like that. That's why I'm doing this. You feel me? And so like when I show y'all the game and I'm going through the whole month and I pass the eval in one trade and then the next trade I knock it out the park, and you know, I'm making great calls all week long, and I'm like, where's the wins channel at? Y'all should be making some money right now, because I'm giving you the setups. And I don't say it with high conviction either, unless I'm seeing what, you know, unless I really got it. Unless I'm like, okay, right now is the time, you know? Okay, that 1 hour red dot, it got rejected. Now the weakness is set in. Let's go. Like I'm keeping it real because, you know, and how many times, this is another thing too. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. How many times I tell you, I don't know, man. I don't know, maybe, right? You ain't got to take every trade. There's certain things that tend to happen. There's tendencies. There's things that go on that are like, okay, this tends to happen, right? We tend to see the shit coins pump on the weekend, right? Or whatever, you know, something relative to this coin. The NASDAQ tends to outperform crypto, and then to the downside, crypto gets wrecked harder. So if we think we're gonna have a bearish day in the NASDAQ, or we see bear in the NASDAQ, and we're getting ready for it, but you know, crypto's holding up. We're getting ready for the Wile E. Coyote trade, right? The NASDAQ started falling, but crypto's just about to start falling, or maybe Bitcoin and the other shit coins have started falling. Now I'm going to find a Wile E. Coyote ticker that's up right now that don't have no business being up, and I'm going to short it right then, and then it's going to come all the way back down again. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. But I'm telling you guys in real time. That's why I'm in the profit circle 7 days a week, because crypto never sleeps. You never know when that opportunity is going to come. But what I'm not going to do is bullshit you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you guys the P&Ls and the wins. What, like I'm telling you in real time what we're looking at. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? And if it's invalidated, I'm telling you right now, ooh, I don't like it. I've been live on my show before when I was like, oh, it's like, I'm shorting right now, but the longs had a good case here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't necessarily trade. You may want to reevaluate your shorts right here. Do you have that high conviction or that much wiggle room, or what do what is your trade? I'm not going to sit here with high conviction and tell you a bunch of bullshit. And I don't know what it is about so many people showing P&Ls. I don't care how much money you make. You know what I'm saying? It's not the dollar amount. What is your setup? How did you get there? Don't just tell me you made somebody some money. Like what was the thought process? Like show me the TA. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is, but people get some sort of thrill out of saying I was right. And it's so that they can see how many people they can get to hang on to their words. It's like, it's just, I don't know if you want to call it a God complex or a Messiah complex or what it is, but they want to get off on trying to move the crowd. I'm not doing that. I'm just looking at the charts. I'm like, man, this is what happened. And I'm telling you what rings true. And the reason I'm giving you all this shit is because I've been doing this for so fucking long. I got fooled by so many people. The best TA guys in the world with the biggest followings, you know, they're good at drawing lines, and they're saying, oh, we got this here, and this is here, all that bullshit. They're full of shit. And I don't have a problem saying it no more, because I was proven right and they were proven fucking wrong. And I have to have the P&Ls to show that, because I don't have some big following, some big army of fucking cult following idiots to go around and fucking sing my praises when the shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand if people go down with a sinking ship. Man, we got money on the line. Y'all way too motherfucking comfortable. If you going down with a sinking ship, it's real money on the line. If you can sit here and trade all day, first of all, you's a comfortable ass motherfucker. You ain't got to be out digging ditches. Okay? So if you could all day long be on Twitter and shit, you comfortable as fuck. So, you know what I mean? Like, I guess they comfortable enough to lose money in order to worship their cult leader. I don't know what it is, but I ain't going for the okie doke. I done got wrecked listening to this years ago in 2021 and shit. Listening to these gurus are full of shit. So when this cycle started, I got multiple music videos, multiple posts, multiple setups, and then I started the live stream and showing y'all the shit in real time, because I knew once Pepe kicked off this whole entire market, this was bullshit. And so now, yeah, you're damn right, every single day this month, I'm going to be showcasing all of the P&Ls that I show that I call the frickin' top. Up 4,000%. And that's why I had the song Crashing Waves for another 4,500% every single day. So I'm going to get them all out one a day for a month. I got more than 30 days worth, just FYI. I short like 60 of these fucking shit coins. And so anybody try to say anything to me, I don't give a fuck how big of a following you have or how famous you are, how much money you got or what hedge fund you run. You guys got to understand, I know the TradFi guys. I've been in CNBC and Wall Street Journal. I know some big bankers. The people who taught me how to trade are all TradFi guys. Their money is long. And this is the thing too. When you're on the East Coast, they say your money is long in New York. It literally means long. Like Warren Buffett, whatever, they can sustain a bear market for years. You know what I'm saying? Because their money is long. So they get to say, oh, we were right because they could be wrong for 2 freaking years. And then when they come back and the NASDAQ does this crazy ass shit, the greatest run ever. I mean, god damn. I mean, the NASDAQ has been crazy. All right? The NASDAQ has been freaking crazy. This is the NASDAQ. Like, I mean, what the fuck? This shit. COVID is here. This is COVID. So this is a 2022 bear market and then cha-boom, okay? Like, so, you know, they can withstand this if you about to get this. You know what I'm saying? Like $7.5 trillion was printed down here. That shit ain't coming out the market. So, you know, and by the way, you know, you can't say you're against Moon Boys, but then you think that this is about to happen. That's Moon Boy, but just in the other direction. All right? It's not, you know what I'm saying? You got to be realistic here. And that's why I also do short-term trading on the profit circle. We don't have to rely on the Moon Boy stuff or what might happen in 6 months. We're going to know in 6 hours or less than 6 days what's going to happen. It ain't going to be a theory or a conspiracy theory or what might happen years from now or the results of a war or some shit. Don't nobody know that shit. Stop it. Nobody knows that shit. Nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen in 6 months. Stop it. So what I'm doing is, listen, I have a saying. It goes, look, the past is set in stone, but the future is unknown. All I can do is live in the present. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the present and looking at these moves and how many times I told you guys this market is uncertain right now. And look at this on a freaking 1 minute chart. Look how much Bitcoin pumped. This is the 1 minute chart. Bitcoin pumped this much today. That's why I'm like, man, take your profit quickly. How many times have I said that in the profit circle? The 1 minute chart pumped this up. Hey, man, it ain't no telling right now in this market. It ain't no telling. A lot of people have been saying this, right? The fractal traders, they call them, that because we had this big drop here, right? So if you look at this, right? You look at this, it kind of looks like this. This is what they call a bear flag. And then you get boom. And then we might get boom again. A lot of people think that might happen. Now, might it happen? It might. It's very possible. I also showed it here on this trend line. And I called it out again in real time. I said something broke below this trend line right here. Same people who told me that Bitcoin's going to consolidate and go straight to 80K. I was like, I don't know. I mean, if it went all the way to 80K, that'd be a pretty big momentum shift upwards. That would probably go higher than 80K. But I'm going to tell you when we get there. So in the present tense, when this broke, I was like, you know, that was, you know, we're looking at the 10-minute chart when it first broke. I told you guys immediately because I was like, look, we bounced here. I was like, let's see. And when it broke, I told it. And so if anybody short right here, boom, you would have caught a nice move down. And then it bounced right off the support. This line was drawn a long time ago at 65,500. And it rode back up, rejected off. And now we're sideways here. You know, we got this big move down. Caught that win. Congratulations. Anybody caught that. And then now I've been sideways chopping these weird ass wicks and shit. And I'm like, I'm only short-term trading right now, you know? So, you know, will this breakdown happen? And like he says, so Matt says his cuz says the same thing three breakdowns ago. I keep telling him nah, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to match this. It might, but you know, it's one of those things sometimes when everybody thinks something's going to happen, then it doesn't happen. You know, it does look like this. It does look like it. This might have been this breakdown here and we come right here. But just because this happened here doesn't mean that's going to happen here. Now, what I'm looking at is this. I'm looking at, as far as long-term trading, here's Bitcoin on a weekly chart, okay? This green dot right here is pretty strong on a weekly. But the one that was scaring me a little bit is the 2-week. Now, the 2-week is a pretty big momentum wave. Caught this green dot, but it was obviously a muted move. It appeared, and this happened at the end of the week and end of the 2 weeks. And so now we got a big fat red candle down there, but we got a green dot printed. And, you know, just because something's printed doesn't mean you can't get a red dot the very next 2 weeks. You could. But, you know, in fact, we got 7.5 days left, right? 7 days and 4 hours. But it shows me that this green dot was not that strong. On a 2-week, a green dot is usually pretty strong. But it also kind of explains why we got another bounce. Why we didn't just all of a sudden go straight to the moon. Like, you know, I mean, why when this red candle came, it didn't come just Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's because there's still a lot of hopium. There's still a lot of upward momentum still. On a 2-week, that's pretty big. Now, the monthly, no. And this is why I'm ultimately still bearish for the cycle. Monthly, you got red dots here. And then the 2-month, you know, I've got to look at it on this other one. Where is it? This one. The 2-month right here, this is a cycle killer right here. The 2-month is right here. It's a cycle. Make sure you guys vote in the poll, by the way. Like the show. I'm giving out $1,000 or 1,000 USDC if I get 100 likes. Giving it to someone in the chat. So on 100 likes, you get $1,000. So anyways, this monthly one right here, that's cycle killer, you know, and that's why I don't think we're coming back. You see, we got this big ass wick came back down again. So ultimately, yes, I am bearish, but with that 2-week green dot is holding it up pretty strong right here. Even the one, but look how flat it is. And then I'm telling you, when you see these flat ass waves, stuff does tend to come down again. But you know, again, it doesn't shock me we getting a bounce here. It doesn't shock me that we got sideways chop is my point. Got a bunch of big waves crashing, smaller waves, it equals sideways chop. That's just kind of what happens. And that's what I'm saying. Take your profits quick. Take them quick right now. You know, not only that, you know, you got the whole Iran situation, a lot of uncertainty, headline trading. I hate trading off headlines, right? There's no way you can get in front of that. There's no way of really knowing. So that's why we're going to be scalping. And it's also why I'm going to be doing a different format of show where I just come on in and scalp. I'm not going to be doing much talking. But I will do it if I get 5 super chats today. I will open a $500,000 position on Breakout Prop live on the air if I get 5 super chats. So check it out right there. 5 super chats. I'll be opening up a $500,000 position right here in Breakout Prop. So let's see what else we got here. So the human psychology is there's market psychology and then there's human psychology for your individual self. And sometimes it's about getting carried away, but it's also just, you know, you don't got to believe in your strategy like it's gospel. I don't know why people and TA guys seem to treat their strategy like it's a religion or something. I don't understand it. Trading is honest greed. We're here to make money. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. We're trying to make money. I don't care about being right or wrong. That's what bankroll management is for. Okay? That's what bankroll management is for. So I've been trying to set this damn super chat up for a while. I don't know what's going on, Matt, with the super chat. I don't really know. But basically, my point is, you got to check yourself. And if you find yourself wishing and hoping that your trade goes your way, that's not technical analysis. That's something else entirely. Okay? You might need to get out and get back in or reposition. It's okay to take a small loss. Remember, small losses, small wins, small losses, small wins, and eventually, boom, you catch that big win. And also, this type of shit, nobody's TA. Oh, let me go back to TradingView. Nobody's TA told anybody that this move was going to happen, too, by the way. If someone got this, they got lucky. Let me just make that clear to you. There is such a thing as luck. We got a 50-50 chance. Price is going up or going down. You might have just got lucky. It's not that lucky to win a coin flip sometimes, okay? So, you know, someone won this trade and says, see, I told you this move was going to happen. They're full of it. This was on the 5-minute. This is a 5-minute candle. It came up higher than the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knew that shit was going to happen. On it, nobody's technical analysis said that. So if with prudent bankroll management, if you were short here, you would have got stopped out, probably maybe here, something like that. If you were shorting, and you would have stopped yourself from getting wrecked here. So, or getting breached if you're in breakout prop. So that's why bankroll management is the single most important thing in any trading strategy. Because weird shit like this happens. It just does. Okay, nobody's TA, did that. And this is what it comes down to, by the way. Discipline is greater than conviction. This is what I want to say. Discipline is greater than conviction. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to get on this episode. This is the last time I'm going to be doing my Sunday sermon. We're going to be having more fun on the next live show. I've been giving y'all $1 million worth of game all year. It's been about a year I've been doing this live show. Episode 76 now. I was doing them one a day when I first started, and then I started doing the Sunday show. And it's like, I give y'all the game, and then I see people being contrarians. Go long strength and short weakness. They try to short strength. So, like, I'm giving y'all the game. $1 million worth of game. All right? You could do what you want with that. I can't make you trade. I'm not going to even try. Okay. So, but I'm showing it to you in real time. This is not some check back with me in 6 months and I was right about Ethereum going to 5,500. No, I wasn't. Ethereum never touched 5K. Okay. So, these type of shits, you could check me in real time. If something didn't go right, you got to, it's right here. It's in the profit circle. It's in the Discord. I can't bullshit you. You know what I'm saying? We right here in the Discord. So that's why I'm like, I know I'm the realest in the game, like I said in the rap, because it's like, I got to be held accountable in hours, days. You know what I'm saying? Days. I'm not waiting a week for a trade to play out, even certainly not months. So, only one I did that was calling the top because I knew how fake those pump was in meme coins and shit. Like, come on, bro. So that's the only one. And I got to say that because everybody who followed all those people who told us crypto's going to the moon and everything, and they wrecked, so many people got wrecked. I'm like, you guys, man, like, you should holla at a real one, So that's why I'm putting out there. I'm going to put out a video. I got 11 tips to becoming a consistent winner in trading. And, I definitely want to put that out in a more organized fashion than just the live show, because it's all valuable. They're like conceptual things that I think people need to know. But one of them for sure is discipline is greater than conviction. Stick to your discipline. And here's the thing too, and I keep talking about I'm going to do the gambling, Kalshi and Poly market, and I am going to do that. Not doing the show is going to open up a little more time for me because I do a lot of prep time for the shows and especially if I'm writing a rap and stuff. But I want to do more research because basically a lot of people in crypto turned out, they got exposed to just being fucking gamblers, right? And they've gone to poly market and stuff and they've left crypto. And I know a lot about sports betting. I've been sports betting for decades, so longer than trading. But bankroll management in that is the most important thing as well. If you're going to be a lot of betting, if you're not just doing it for the fun of it on the Super Bowl or whatever. And the discipline is more important than conviction. There's a documentary out there. God, I can't remember what it's called, but they follow these professional gamblers in Las Vegas, and one of the guys is in like the penthouse and shit. He's like hella winning. You're like, damn, he's this rich off fucking sports betting, And then everyone else, like one guy, they follow Vegas Dan. He's living with his parents, and he loses all this money, and he finally gets one lucky win. And there's, everyone's at kind of a different level. Some guys have a TV show where they give picks, but the one guy who made the most money never said that he was the best at picking games. He had a mathematical formula, which was about mostly bankroll management, where he hedges his bets. So they were going into it wasn't the Final Four. It was like the Final Four of the NFL, right? AFC and NFC championship games. And he was like, I really think the Steelers are going to win. I can't remember who was in the game that year. This is like 8 years ago or something. He's like, I really think the Steelers are going to win. He's like, but my discipline tells me I'm already up this much money, so I got to take the other team at this exact dollar amount to hedge my bet, because if I'm wrong, I lose everything I made all season or however much money, man. This guy's in a penthouse. You got millions on the line here, okay? This guy, it ain't a game to him. And it turns out, because the documentary followed him during that weekend, he would have lost if he had bet on the Steelers or whatever the team in his heart, he really thought was going to win, because they show him going back and forth. He's like, I got to stick with my discipline. And he did. And so what happens, he hedged his previous bet because he was already up, because I think he made a previous bet on who would go to the championship or something like that. So he could bet on the other team to win the game because he already had a guaranteed win if that other team went to the championship, something like that. And because he stuck to his bankroll management discipline, that's why he's winning. He was winning like $500,000 or something. It was a lot of money. And so it was like his conviction did not overpower his discipline. And that is true in trading as well. Okay. You gotta have discipline. And that's where bankroll management comes in. And everybody who has a strategy, they always land on this. And I love showing this. Everyone has a strategy, always lands on this widget. They always land on it, right? And this right here is proof to me, right? It's a 3.21 to 1 ratio. We'll just call it a 3-to-1 ratio, right? A lot of traders do 3-to-1 ratio. This to me is all the proof I need. We can do 1 million of these, as many as we want of these, and this shit here, and this shit here, all this shit, it broke apart, and all this resistance, and all, we could turn on all our indicators, and we can show all these moving averages and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We could do all this stuff and, look real smart because I got a lot of fancy shit on my screen. You know what I'm saying? But, that's not what matters, because what ends up mattering is this widget right here. See, this widget right here is the widget, and the reason I can prove it to you is because of the fact that everybody uses it. At the end of the day, they're like, if I was wrong, cut my losses right here. If I was right, let it ride. And that tells you that everyone agrees, whether they say it out loud or not, is that the trend is your friend. Trends tend to happen in markets. If I was wrong and my thesis was invalidated or whatever they want to say, get me the fuck out before I lose all my money. That's what this means, okay? So what I have done is I said, instead of all that other TA that may or may not work, or I play the probabilities, and the probabilities tell me this, and I have this probability, and I multiply this probability with this probability, and I look for confluence through 10 or 12 probabilities, and I know I'm going to win. I'm like, skip all that shit. All that matters is this. So if momentum is all that matters, that's what we have Market Cipher B down here. This is going to tell me things are going up until they're not. And that's what this is going to tell me. So what I'm looking at is bankroll management. But it's not exactly based off this widget. I do like this widget because it shows you the math, right? But like, if I'm trading, how many times you ever been close to a take profit and the shit turned around and went down? F that. I'm taking my profit like here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not missing it by this much because some Fibonacci told me that the line was supposed to go to here, and you know, maybe I drew it here, but I should have drawn it here or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I should have drawn it a little bit higher or something. You know, like, fuck that. Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna try to chase any numbers on the price chart. I'm looking at the momentum waves down here to tell me if momentum wants to reverse, because we all agree that if I was wrong here, it would have probably kept going, which is why I got out here. So if it was right here, it'll probably go here and it'll go to here, but it might go just barely. I don't know. All I know is green, and I'm gonna take my profit before momentum reverses and I end up getting smacked in the face. The 2-week green dot really tells me we might get a great prompt season. And you know what? That is a realistic potential. The 2-week is such a long time frame. It really is a long time frame. Like, just look, I'm gonna show you how long it takes. Weeks and weeks. It takes months, I should say, for the 2-week to actually play out. But that is a fair observation, and that I can't go against my discipline, which is I rely heavily on these. This green dot printed, and even though we got this retrace, it didn't make a new low. It certainly did not. And we never got a green dot when we had this last one, right? We never got that. So, you know, that is a realistic potential. You know, we never got the green dot. It was close, but then we never got it, and then boom. But this time we did. And even though this came all the way back down, it stopped right here, which I have support drawn better on this chart here. And this chart was where I had all the freaking lines, right? Because I'm zoomed in. Guess we got more than one Bitcoin, depending on what time frame you're looking at. But yeah, that is a realistic concern. I'm not going to ignore it just because I have an overall bearish bias on the monthly and shit, but because the 2-week is powerful. But also, we do still have the monthly and 2-month coming down. Now we got the 2-week coming up. The thing that would maybe reverse that would be if we get a 1-week red dot. Now you're getting those crisscrossing big time frame waves. And that, again, that's why I'm saying I'm short-term trading, getting in and out, because it's hard to say that. And again, that's why I'm not giving price predictions on long-term shit, because I don't know, right? The future is unknown. So, you know, the past is set in stone. So I'm looking at what's happening right now in the present tense. And in the present tense, we've got some conflicting waves. Now, we don't have this dot here, but, you know, I don't know. Let's see. So we've got 4 hours and 12 minutes left in the weekly green dot, this in the weekly candle. Right, because this was way back here on March 2nd. So, it's, you know, it takes weeks for a weekly dot to appear, right? It takes months for a 2-week dot to appear. And so, yeah, that 2-week dot, but let's just look at the weekly real quick. It's holding support here around 66K. That's legit. It never made a new low. You know, it did one of these where we got the, you know, the flash crash down and tried to come down, but it never made a new low here. Got a quick pump up. Rejection, a lot of weight still coming down, but never here. And it's like, it's very conceivable you could have one of these for a while. So what I'd probably be doing is selling rips still more than buying dips. I'd still probably be shorting when I see a big pump. But again, I'm watching the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ stocks are a little more predictable, man. Stocks are kind of easier than crypto, to be honest with you guys. So I'm watching the NASDAQ to see, because they don't like letting the NASDAQ fall hella days in a row. The NASDAQ has proven to be strong this whole cycle, right? It's down a lot right now, but like they still bought it back up. You know what I'm saying? They still bought it back up. Like it was here, broke this support, which is big support. You know, try to kick up one day, came right back down again, bounced off it again here, and we had another waterfall. Everybody panicked on CNBC and everyone, right? But man, they came in, they bought that shit back up. You know what I mean? They don't let stocks dry for that long. You know what I mean? They just don't let them. They don't let them just die that quickly. You know, they might on Monday. I think we might get a dump on tomorrow. I think we might. But the point is, if I'm watching this, it kind of gives me a clue. Like if the stock market showed me weakness and crypto's trying to pump, but then the stock market goes red, crypto is probably going to short. Like to me, that is a high probability that crypto is going to short. So now what? I want to pick my bearish tickers that nobody believes in, like freaking bonk or some stupid ass shit. Bonk, whiff. Yeah, dog whiff hat is going to lead the crypto market to the promised land. Hell nah. You know what I'm saying? So, or I'm looking for something just gets over its skis as Ethereum Classic. Like, why did it pump this much? I don't know. But if you also notice, I didn't stay in it all freaking day. I was in it for what, 6 hours or something? Like, when did I get in here? Like, you know, like midday is around noon. A lot of times Saturday morning till you get a pump, and then after Saturday afternoon it dumps. So, I was only in here 6, 7, 8, 9 hours or something. I wasn't in here that long, but that was enough to make $1,000, you know what I'm saying, in a day, So it's like, okay, there's a quick 1,000 a minute. That was in Breakout Prop, so that's with somebody else's money. I don't even care. I'm not even risking my own money on that. You know what I'm saying? Give me my money and I call it a day, So, and that's a swing trade. I'm still probably going to be doing, it's a swing trade. It's kind of a short squeeze. It's the squeeze play is what I call that, kind of Wile E. Coyote trade. Whereas I'm probably going to do more of the scalping strategy, which is the 1 hour, 10-minute strategy that I developed. But it didn't crash all the way. I got out at the right time. I got like here or something, or maybe it was this one or this one. One of these, probably this one I got out. I think it was this one right here. And then it did a little bit up, came back down lower. So, okay, I could have stayed in longer. Okay, maybe I could have. But we caught because we caught this low-ass 10-minute green dot. And I was like, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got out here after that low, big green dot. Because if you look, see those dots, they show up down here. Anything above the 60 line, or below the 60 line, in this case, beyond the 60 line, you get a bigger dot here. And I was like, just give me my money. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm cool. Yeah, could I squeeze out a little more juice? Perhaps. But now, look, I'll be right back to where I was, or even giving back some money. So, and this is net sideways. I got to sleep soundly last night and not give a damn. Got my money from here to here. That's plenty. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is gonna come all the way back, especially as the weekend still. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see what happens with stocks. And obviously, we got some kind of fuckery going on here. This is somebody doing something on a Sunday. Sunday morning at 8 in the morning. What the hell is this? I'm not gambling on that shit. I'm not gambling on it. I just refuse. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I got a lot of stuff. I make notes. You feel me? Yeah, I don't know why influencers, they seem to get more out of praise for being right than actually making money from winning trades. This shit's freaking weird to me. But again, people fall for it, I guess. And I don't know, man. Like I always say, social media, I've been saying this for years. Social media is for two reasons only. It's for vanity or for business. And a lot of people, their business is vanity. But like for me, I'm on here trying to give people the game, and then I can make a living off doing it too, by sharing my referral codes, but also teaching people at the same time how to not lose money. This is the thing, y'all. The financial system is set up to screw us. I hope you realize that by now, right? Let me turn off the music for this. The financial system is not here to help us, right? We're what they call the dumb money. I hope you know that, right? We're the dumb money. We're retail. We're not supposed to become billionaires off trading, right? And that's why I retweeted that meme. It was Johnny Carson with a chimpanzee like laughing, and it's so cute. And it's like this is the market maker looking at retail traders, thinking they're going to make millions of dollars off drawing lines on a chart, and I'm a retail trader who makes millions of dollars off drawing lines on a chart. But it's still funny to me because they want us to trade. Because you say, okay, well, if the financial system is designed to help billionaires stay rich, why do they even let us do it? Because they think we're stupid. They think we're going to lose all our money, and most of the time they're right. So I'm like, look, unfortunately, we're living in a society globally now, especially with crypto, that anybody anywhere has access to the markets, which I personally like opportunity. I like the option, at least, to try to let me get my own money. I work for myself. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You feel me? That's the most freedom you're pretty much going to get in this world. Ain't nothing free completely, but at least I'm affecting my own income off as much trading as I want to do whenever I want to do. That's why I like crypto, the 24/7 access. I can go do whatever I got to do all day long, come sit down and trade at 1 in the morning if I want to. That's why I personally like crypto, the 24/7 access. But the thing is, he's like, well, why do they give us this access to the markets, even stocks or whatever? Because they think we're going to lose. And most of the time they're right. So like I hear all these things from traditional finance and the classic sayings, trade like Warren Buffett, you just buy and hold. They said, well, that shit matters on what you hold. And not only that, the guy's been around so long, he's got nothing but sweetheart deals for years and years and years before anybody else. And you saw the NASDAQ chart that I showed you. The compounding nature it's absurd, right? So in all honesty, you're not Warren Buffett. You can't really trade like Warren Buffett. You're not going to get to buy some distressed stock at pennies on the dollar like Warren Buffett. You can't just buy and hold. If you want to catch up to him, then you're never going to trade like him and catch up to him. Like mathematically, it's impossible, right? If he makes 10% a year and you make 10% a year, he gets richer than you every single year. Why? Because 10% of 100 billion is a hell of a lot more than 10% of your 10 million or 10,000, right? It's impossible. So we got to be smarter. We got to be better. And anybody who wants to come into this arena and come in here and swing the axe and shit, you're going to get your head chopped off if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to help you out. I'm going to sell you a map. I'm going to give you some training. I'm going to give you a helmet and a sword and a spear. And when you run up in there and you get bonked in the head, you ain't going to die. You're going to come back out and be like, man, I'm glad I had that helmet, but I got to learn more. How do I navigate this shit? And I'm going to help you out, and I might even go in there with you. I'm going to walk in there with you. We're going to be back to back, swinging axes. But make no mistake about it, they in there trying to take your motherfucking head off. And I'm just done sugarcoating shit. This is real money on the line, man. This ain't a game. You know what I mean? People lost their whole life savings and shit. I went on a walk. I go for a walk in my neighborhood sometimes. The guy carrying a little baby, and he had another like 3-year-old with him. And we walk in. He's like, hey, what do you do, man? I was kind of fast on the walk. I slow down to talk to him for a minute. I tell him I teach people how to trade. You know, I teach technical analysis. And he tells me he lost his entire retirement. He's a chiropractor. He lost his entire retirement on Solana meme coins. And I was like, bro, like, I wish you knew me before, like just a year ago. You know, this was actually several months ago now. And I was like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm like, damn, like, this is the guy I'm trying to protect. He's like, yeah, I don't really do my practice anymore. And I'm learning some coding now, you know, with the vibe coding, this and that. I was telling him about Kayla, the AI homegirl. My homegirl always does the coding and shit. I was like, you got to go to her hackathon. She's having the first hackathon in Richmond. So that was whenever that was, when she had the hackathon in Richmond. It was a few months ago or something. And then she had one in Oakland. I seen him walk past his house again last week or something. And I was like, man, the Solana meme coin shit stole his whole retirement. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, like $100,000 and all shit. I'm like, holy shit. Like, his wife works and shit, but he got a new baby and stuff. I'm thinking like, what were you doing? I don't know what he was doing, but like, a lot of people got wrecked in this market, and they got wrecked in 2022 as well. I was right there watching the shit. Hell, I got a lot of shit. If I didn't get wrecked off trade, I mean, a lot of them, I had a lot of shit coins that are down, but I didn't have all my money in those. I got wrecked in Celsius because that shit went under, because the market wide went under, because everything is a fucking fraud in this damn business, unfortunately. And that's why I'm back to just trading, right? What's going up in here? I ain't want to duck in fear. You want to trade memes? Fine. Then here, hold my fucking beer. Long-term utility, they stay fading. So fuck it. I'm making a living off day trading. And I've been doing it ever since. You know, and I was on the song Imaginary Traders, and then I made the song Crashing Waves, and that's the two bookends from the beginning of the bull market to what I knew was the end, even though I made the song in the peak of the bull market, and I released the music video in October, which is after the last all-time high. I knew there was the end, okay, because this shit was fake. And so me keeping it real, hopefully anybody who listened to me saved themselves from getting wrecked. That's all I could do. Right? I don't have as big a following as some of the influencers that I know personally and all that kind of shit. I'm just trying to keep it real. And so that's why when I come in here and I spend all my time and money and shit and effort, I got editors and shit and staff trying to help me post and get the word out, because I know crypto quite well. I'm a blockchain enthusiast. I know about tokenomics and all the different projects and how, you know, LTV and all that other shit works too. But like, speaking to those fundamentals didn't matter. It turned out not to matter. The only thing that mattered was the freaking charts, okay? Because everyone turned out, they proved to me they're gamblers once Pepe kicked off this cycle. So I'm like, oh my God. And then 1,000,001 meme coins. I was like, oh my God. And so now that guy who's carrying his, you know, less than 1-year-old baby and like 3-year-old son, 3 or 4-year-old son, they was throwing a ball. I'm throwing the ball with him and stuff as we walk around the block. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, bro, he lost his retirement. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, damn, I know what it's like. People have lost a lot of money. I'm trying to protect that guy. I'm trying to protect y'all from getting wrecked. And whatever it is, these KOLs, they want to get a thrill off saying like, so you would have made $1 million off this coin. It went to 100x. And like, haha, you didn't make $1 million, but we're rich off it. Reality, first of all, they're usually lying. It usually was a pump and dump, and they got paid the token, and then they just shitted on all their followers. So that was one thing. You ain't see me shilling a bunch of meme coins on my channel. And it's like, I want to actually teach y'all how to not get wrecked, okay? Because then once you stay in the game and you actually learn a real skill, you can actually win in any market, right? We're in a bear market and everybody complaining on crypto Twitter. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all, because I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen next month. I'm trying to tell you what's happening right now in the present tense. So that's why I'm doing this shit. So like, I put in a lot of effort to do this shit. So that's why I appreciate when people share my posts and they tell people about it, because I'm a real one. And I'm not going to come at you and tell you buy my shit coin. Did I have ever told you to buy Cassius Cuvée coin, right? Back in 2021, when we had DSO, decentralized social media, I was trying to get us off of Twitter and get us off of, I have a song called Fuck Instagram, Bitch, I'm verified on DSO. And I'm like telling people, let's take Web3 and make it a real thing. But here we are in 2026 now, 5 years later, Web3 isn't a real thing. And everybody who's here is just gambling. It's just musical chairs. So, you know, I'm keeping it real with y'all. You can take with it what you want to, but I'm going to lean more into having some fun. I've been winning. I've been giving y'all the game, been teaching y'all how to win. And it's like, I'm going to keep doing that, but I'm probably going to just have to show you better than tell you. I mean, I thought I've been showing you, but I'm going to just come on here, live stream and trade and have a chick talk, tell stories and stuff, and just go from there, because this shit is getting pretty crazy that, like, I give people the game and they're acting like contrarians. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things, right? I mean, the perma bull degens, you know, they see a ticker pumping and they'll chase it. These are things I tend to know. These are things that I call out in real time in the group. right? So when we see when everything else is down and one ticker's pumping, they're going to run to it. That's how I knew the algo was going to keep pumping, which it has. It's still freaking outperforming to the upside, right? Anybody's trying to short this, you was, first of all, you was down here trying to short it. If you happen to catch the top, you're right here, but this one has not fallen like everybody else. It's the hot ticker right now. Short something else. That's all. There's plenty. There's a million of them. We got a long-ass list. There's a million of them. Why are we trying to short the hottest ticker? You don't have to do that, okay? Spike trading, for whatever reason, seems to feel good when you win, but when you lose, you feel extra dumb. So no reason to do spike trading. And also, too, this is a real one. For all the TA guys out there, I think a lot of people forget. I think a lot of y'all forget that the charts reflect the market, not the other way around. So a lot of TA guys, when they come here, and even me, I'm looking at even Market Cipher B and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, this is doing this because people, human beings, wanted to buy this, okay? Sure, there's market makers and all of that, and I do want to get into that a little bit, but this basically means that this got more hype than whatever the market makers were controlling, right? We got the computer, the market makers and their algorithms, which just for whatever reason, they pick certain coins to, 10 flat, 10 bias, 10 bearish. Most of the altcoins are tending bearish, right? That's their trend, slightly bearish, sideways or down. But then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they jump into it. People all of a sudden decide, okay, this one's the hot one. And then you kind of outplay the market maker and it pumps the shit up, right? So this is reflecting the market, the humans, the psychology of what's going on. The price doesn't have to do anything because the chart says it. The chart does something because people are buying or people are selling, okay? So just because you see divergences or whatever, something is overbought or oversold or however you want to look at all the TI, God, there's just a million things, man. Most of it is just noise. And it's just like, I could say this is that. And what if I say, well, this breaks out here, it's going to go higher? I don't fucking know. If that's what they decide, that's what they decide. Now, what I love about this blue line right here, it shows me the weekend. And the reason why I use this is because it gives me like a measuring stick. Like, where are we last week? And it does it on every ticker too, right? So I can see, okay, how much this has performed versus itself, right? So algo way higher versus itself from last weekend, which was way down here in the previous weekend, and I'm kind of seeing things in real time too. This is just a 1 hour chart. I'm like in real time trying to see what it's actually doing relative to itself and then relative to like Bitcoin, for example. So technically it is underperforming Bitcoin by when I say relative, but Bitcoin is up on the weekend based on this blue line. And Algorand is technically down. But also, Algorand just showed me less volatility, right? So it didn't drop as much either. So now we start to get to a crossroads here. Okay, well, let's see. It's not pumping as much. Again, weekends are wonky. We've seen a lot of stuff going on. I literally won 3 shorts and a long at the exact same time this weekend. So that tells you what you need to know about consistency. The consistency is not like on the weekends. It's not there. All right, so we'll know more after tomorrow. Like the trends, things will run in more of a trend with each other. But the point is, maybe this is running out of buyers. Maybe it is. I still want to see when the stock market opens tomorrow if this is going to continue to be strong or weak. Because what will happen is it will turn weak, right? It'll give back this fair value gap or whatever. It'll shoot back down and be like, okay, it's broken now. It's coming back to reality. Nobody believes in the quantum shit. It's funny thing is because the Algorand CTO, he follows me on Twitter. Like they're like, and the CMO, they follow me on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm watching their posts, and I'm like, even they say, like they're like honest about the technology. They're like, quantum is a long ways away from being a concern. Just made the Google report made it seem like it was closer, but it's kind of the irony is their token is getting their coin. It's not a token. Algorand's its own blockchain. Layer 1 is a coin. They're getting the benefit of the pump, and they're still being honest with you about the fact that like quantum is not going to come and wreck Bitcoin right away. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, this hype will die down because again, this is not the first news on that hype on the Algorand. It's called Falcon. If you want to look it up, Falcon is the name of the program they've implemented that makes it quantum proof. But basically, this will probably drop like everything else, or when everything else drops. I mean, that's kind of the point. It'll probably outperform while things are hot. But everything else drops, it'll probably come back down again, right? It was awfully low. That's the other thing too. A lot of these coins are down so much. Any little hype gives it an outsized move to the upside, right? Like, 40% move up, and it's still at 12 cents. You know what I mean? I listen. I think my highest Algorand buy ever was at like $1.89. Okay, like if only we were so lucky that this ever pumped that high again. It pumped to like 60 cents after the election and didn't get another pump. So it's been bearish. I mean, God, going back, it's been bearish for so long. Like, so this was the pump here in 2024. This don't even show the 2021 pump. Forget about it. this was the pump here. But see, then after again, when we had the second pump, this didn't go as high. It's been bearish as hell. So like, will this drop eventually? Of course it will. Just like everything else will drop eventually, especially if the NASDAQ breaks, all this shit's dropping. But for right now, since we're day trading and we're trading right now, we're looking for the weak shit that seems that we can make money right now. This ain't the one. There's a million other ones. You know what I'm saying? And wait until it happens. Just remove it from the short list. Why are we chasing this around? Why are we getting stopped out by this? You know what I'm saying? And I even called, ZK. I called out ZK in the group. I called out ZK in the group when it first made one of these moves. I think it was right here, right before the weekend. I said, ZK showing weakness right now. If you just hopped in right now and wrote it back down, and I said, see, you could have got out right here, and you would have won. And it's like, meanwhile, people were trying to short a coin that was just going sideways up. Okay, so do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But you can't say I wasn't giving y'all the heads up on shit in real time. So anyways, let's go on here. Okay, so my shitcoin shorts. Oh, I do want to call this out too. We're going to turn back on the music before we wrap it up here. The shitcoin shorts that I did hit at the top here, all these ones, these 45%, 100% and all this shit, I want to be clear. These were not limit orders, okay? These are things, the decisions that I made in real time while looking at the market. Again, this was not, I didn't claim to be a fortune teller, but my words are worth a fortune, okay? Because I didn't know that AR was going to go to 28.2 and then reverse. I didn't know that shit, you know what I'm saying? But in real time, I was looking at it the same way I'm showing you guys now. The same way I'm looking at, okay, did it run out of heat? I'm looking at the larger market. Are meme coins, is everything starting to pull back now? Was this, is the pump over? Okay, we're going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, I did that on like 60 coins or something. And a lot of them got delisted. So I've already closed the ones that, they're not offering them anymore. But I have like 45 of them left or something like that. I don't know how many I have left. And that's why I have enough to post one a day. I shorted everything. It's like complete bullshit. Everything that I knew was fake. And then some. But that's the only time that I would be, they're called a giga short. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I really believe I caught the top, and I really did. Okay. I can't do that now. We're in the middle. We're somewhere in the middle. I don't know where, but there's no way I can gig along or giga short from right here. How can I gig along when we're down this much? And how can I giga short when we're down this much? How can I gig a short when we're down this much? How can I gig along when I'm still seeing this kind of stuff, like pointing down? Here's the beautiful thing about longing. The bottom of a cycle takes a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bottom of the cycle is not going, this is the bottom of a cycle. This takes a while before this comes back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a whole bear market all the way down to here. And then even that was the bottom. There was a wick or something. Boom, came all the way back down here in November. Oh, and this is one more very important statistic too, because I follow TradFi. So this is important. So when it comes to stocks, right? The S&P 500, let's pull up the SPY. The S&P 500, always, this is crazy, going back like 100 years or something like this. 100% of the time, and you can almost never say this, 100% of the time, the midterm elections, if you were to buy during the midterm elections, 100% of the time, 1 year higher, the S&P 500 has been higher. So that doesn't necessarily mean that November is the bottom, but it does mean that if you bought the bottom in November, you would be higher 1 year later, right? You just held on to those shares. So that always happens. So for me, my projection, and it happened last time, it happened the time before that. My projection is that the bottom will probably be in October, November for stocks. That is not necessarily the bottom for crypto, okay? When we get there, I will probably be trading a lot more stocks, okay? Again, stocks are kind of easier than crypto. Crypto has become pure gambler's paradise. So that's where you can, DCA into the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, call it a day. I might open up some long call options or something that are like more than a year out, you know what I mean? With a strike price that's starting at the money or in the money, you know what I mean? Not some hella far out of the money, some like safe, just to get a little more leverage on what would be otherwise common shares, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll do options. I'll probably want to wait until I think we actually bottomed before I buy some options, but you could start DCAing in like October or something like that, late October, right before the midterm elections, basically, which are the first week of November. And it's not even a matter. This is the beauty of it. It doesn't even matter who wins, if it's the Democrats or Republicans. It doesn't even matter. They just say, we're past the uncertainty. Because if this party wins, then that means these types of stocks will run. If this party wins, that means these type of stocks will run. But after the election, they just buy all the shit anyway. The S&P 500 is the S&P 500. And by the way, the S&P 500 gets rebalanced. So like every quarter, they're going to swap out the stocks, which is why I said earlier in the week when somebody was trying to moonboy that say that the S&P 500 is going to crash, trying to compare it to the Titanic, is like, that's just not how market mechanics work. I thought he was joking at first. It's like, it's just not how market mechanics work. They printed $7.5 trillion. Like the S&P 500 is rigged to go higher forever because they can rotate in the new stocks, whatever stocks they want. But specifically, it's because everyone's pension funds always has inflows. That's not true for crypto. That's not true for your favorite shitcoin. And if you really thought a politician or some sort of CEO of a DEX or a centralized banker was going to pump your bags, like you're severely deluded. Like nobody cares about pumping your shitcoin bags. It's another thing I called out this whole cycle in the bull run up. When everybody's, I never seen so many Bitcoiners. Like I wear this to represent decentralized finance. You know what I'm saying? I never seen so many Bitcoiners who are supposed to believe in a system outside the centralized system, like cheering politicians and corporatists and centralized bankers and shit like they're going to carry Bitcoin. And I'm thinking like, that's not the ethos of Bitcoin. We want to have peer-to-peer, no middleman transactions. So we have like an alternative system, and that's why they're down. They thought that they could buy it 125K and now we're sitting here at 67K. And, they were never out to pump your bags. I don't know why you ever thought that they were. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not, no one's coming to save you, bro. That's why I'm like, learn a skill. Let's learn how to trade, man. Let's take advantage of it. Get in and out. Stack your wins. Don't get wrecked. You survive long enough, you're going to catch a couple big wins in your favor. That'll make up for any of the small losses. If you learn an actual skill, you got to dedicate yourself to this. I mean, listen, any of the wave markets in the profit circle know I'm in there 7 days a week. 7 days a week. I got sick 3 times in the past 3 months. I've never been sick that many times, but I'm in there trading. I'm in there sharing, doing setups. Beautiful things. I don't got to go into work. This is my job as a pro trader. I can trade whenever I want to. So like, even when I was sick, I could still make money. You feel me? So this is a skill set that, especially if we get tighter economic times and people are losing money and shit, I know so many people who are in some type of sales job right now. And when I mean sales job, I mean like they got to convince somebody one way or another to take some money out of their pocket so they can get it in their own pocket. I'm not in that business. I can just go to the markets and trade. So I don't give a damn what's going on in the recession or the bear market or whatever. Like I have a skill set that I can eat whenever I want to sit down and focus. That's invaluable, man, especially when times get tough. Government contracts are getting withdrawn. They already got withdrawn. I talk to a lot of people too, you guys. So like I know friends that work at corporate jobs, at Comcast, at, big grocery out companies, all these things. And I'm like, what's going on? He said, well, our contract got the grant money is gone now. So we know they're going to do layoffs. He already survived one round of layoffs. We know more layoffs are coming. He doesn't know what he's going to do if he gets laid off and get another job. Nobody knows, but he knows the money is ended. He's like, it's over, because they were extending broadband, So I'm like, man, we got some hard times coming for people in places that aren't used to hard times. To me, this is a skill that if you learn it, you have something to fall back on. Okay. And then, with leverage and prop firms, whatever you want to call it, even if you don't have a lot of money, you could still win. You could still make a living or whatever. You could still make enough money. Like if you only got $1,000, like, I don't know if you're going to make thousands of dollars with $1,000. But if you have a way of leveraging it, so now you got $100,000, okay, well, you can make a couple $1,000s here and there to sustain. And you can also do it in the middle of the night if you want to, trading crypto. If you got to work a day job or pick up a second job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is a skill that is worth having. So that's the other reason why I'm doing this. But I don't want you to get wrecked and then think that, oh, I can't do it. No, what's wrecked is buying a coin and hoping it goes to the moon. Buying something and holding it for a year and hoping it, man, that shit. I mean, the thing about it is, if you listen to the rap, my favorite line in the rap I did last week is the cognitive dissonance line, okay? The cognitive dissonance didn't listen what wisdom is. How does it go? I want to play that rap again. On the way out of this show, for the last episode of this show, I want to play that and Crashing Waves because, I definitely... I mean, nobody goes to the trouble to write a whole song about what the fuck is going to happen in the market, right? Like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Hit my referral link, get your whole team joined, then run for president just to pump your own meme coin. Yeah, I said that months before he came out with the meme coin. It's like, it was obvious, y'all. So, this is what I'm saying. This I want to get to my most important line of the last rap, okay? Oh, and this one too. When I told people to short MicroStrategy and they still didn't short it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, don't kill the messengers for asking the question. You know how many rug pull projects I got asked to invest in? You mad at me for suggesting it's just in a passing phase? My passion pays. You should have listened to Crashing Waves. You feel me? So, yeah. No, here we go. Oh, now you might be smart enough to own multiple businesses, but your cognitive dissonance had to counter what wisdom is. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that's really what it is in this game. And that's, with that, I'm going to show the premonition wrap one more time. Then we're going to go into crashing waves, man. And this is the one where I tell you what I told you. So next time I tell you, I won't have to tell you I told you again. The truth hurts, but denying it ain't going to bring your money back. Now let's get it popping on the come up with Cassius Cuvée. Check, I'm often overlooked. It really is a shame. You feeling it the same, but I'm the realest in the game. I mentioned it before, but I don't think they hear me, so I picked the kind of beat where you can catch my words clearly. Now, I ain't a fortune teller, but my words are worth a fortune. Important, you get a portion by shorting what's hot and scorching, ignoring all the torture. I hope you miss addiction, get sober and clear your vision. My aura's a premonition. Now listen. You can pay money or pay attention. Just like Larry's saying the Bay, I got that ism. I warned you snakes were hissing and like every other song, but you chose to trust the charlatans who all got it wrong. Now crying in the casino on crypto Twitter, mad cause they bags ended up in the shitter. Now you might be smart enough to run multiple businesses, but your cognitive dissonance at the counter what wisdom is. Don't kill the messenger for asking a question. You know how many rug pull projects I got asked to invest in? You mad at me for suggesting? It's just in a passing phase. My passion pays. You should have listened to crashing waves, so I start the profit circle. I'm giving them straight favors. Unfollow the accounts who be acting like 8th graders. They know they straight haters and fakers who can't break us. They mad cause they crush only fuck with some real wave makers. You wanna fuck with a real one? Holla at your boy Cassius Cuvée. We ought to come up. We on a come up, man. And like I said, I'm changing the format of the show because I didn't give y'all too much free game to get 63 views on this shit. But we're going to end the show with crashing waves, you feel me? And, holla at your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm still going to be in the Discord 7 days a week. I'm going to be building some stuff for new traders. I'm definitely going to help out brand new people who really want to learn and don't think they know it all already. And we're going to teach them from the start how to trade properly and hopefully block out all the bullshit noise. This is why it's going to be good to start this in a bear market. So, they're not just following whatever they got fed on YouTube because of some algorithm. So here, watch this music video, Crashing Waves, and we're going to end the show, and we're going to close out the come up with Cassius Cuvée. And when we come back next week, you're going to have your notifications turned on because I'm not telling nobody until I go live, and it ain't going to be recorded. So you're going to have to catch it live. That's what we're doing, all right? And shout out Matt. He won the contest for last month, the most referrals for Breakout Prop. He says, I didn't give you this much free game for 63 views. You laughing at that. All right, but right here, Crashing Waves, your boy Cassius Cuvée always keeps it real and tells you in advance.
I've been riding my own way. It is what it is. Just sitting here looking at wave makers. Cassius Cuvée.
It's the come up, but not a typical Sunday. The dream feel real when the wheels hit the runway. I'm way too chill, high conviction, I don't blink. I told you I would have a beach chair and a cold drink, but don't think knowing the future is wishing for it. I got a position for it, damn right I'm a giga shorted. All anyone can do is play the hand that they dealt you. You don't wanna hear the truth? Well, man, I can't help you. First we chased hot themes all season. We got dreams, but you scrutinize legitimate projects and bought memes. Okay, after pumping the price of a top scheme, it melted like ice cream. Now I shorten my live stream. I never did believe him. Guess you could call me a heathen. The reason I'm spitting salt is cause they choked out alt season. So fuck your favorite meme, three-fisted. I'm a short, that stupid piece of shit until it's delisted. I told the profit circle, I'ma get my friends paid since memes killed everything. This is a revenge trade. Ain't nobody innocent. Finish it, I'm winning it. I'm talking about gains of over 5,000% and shit. These can ease the cope when I'm floating in the ocean soaking. Lost all hope and I'm shorting my favorite token. It may drown. I chose to get paid on the way down. I ain't playing around. I'm rolling and crash like the wave sound. Now I'm chilling on a nude beach, sipping something too sweet, looking for a hottie, nice body and some cute feet. Instead of being on Twitter criticizing leaders, I'd rather be on an island digmatizing divas. Man, I'm gone.
This song It's a mirrored bookend.
Mirrored bookend.
On the other side.
On the other side.
Imaginary traders.
Imaginary traders. Go check that video out too. This is the Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Make sure you have all your alerts set up so that way you don't miss it. Peace, y'all. Shout out to the chat, by the way.